Finally.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Final part.
Yay.
So, um, final part. Oh, I've got my volume on in the video.
That's okay. At least we know it's
So,
working.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
right.
Right. We were doing the Masters timeline last time.
hmm
So we just ended Roger Delgado.
Yes. So let's
We didn't get very
start.
far.
Good old Jeffrey Beavers, and I
Slash
in my
Peter Pratt.
in my spreadsheet, I've just I've labeled the master by surname, and when I can't do it by surname,
Yeah.
I do it in a way that makes sense, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, it's apparently they're both the same incarnation.
Well, yeah. Well, Beavers, Jeffrey Beavers and Peter Pratt are the same incarnation,
Yeah.
definitely. So I put
Yeah.
Legacy of the Daleks here
Mm,
because
yeah.
Delgado, that novel was supposed to have Roger Delgado's master in it,
Yeah.
but that that comic is disproving that
Mm.
because Roger Delgado, we find out how he becomes crispy. So I'm gonna say that that's a different incarnation.
Okay.
But that gets rewritten when well, actually, this might spoil the Two Masters trilogy for you
Go on.
if I finish. So a certain future incarnation goes back in time while the
Mm.
master is on Tercerus and scars him himself.
Okay.
And then
So the Alex McQueen master does it to himself. What, to his
does yeah, to
former
his former
self?
self. So then, um, here, then the cult that the Alex McQueen master was working for switched the bodies, like switched the minds and the bodies.
Oh,
So Vampire of the Mind is actually next
oh,
because that's that master. He's just in a future body.
oh, okay.
Then there's the two masters where they switch back and work together.
hmm
Ends
What about
horribly.
what about the first part?
Well, and you will obey me.
Yeah, is that later?
Yeah,
Okay,
because they switched bodies, remember?
okay.
So then, after that, you've got the Deadly Assassin because a certain Chancellor was gonna pick him up,
Ah,
Chancellor Goth.
mm,
Then you've got his appearance in Jago and Lightfoot Series 11.
okay.
His
Didn't know you.
appearances, should I say.
Okay.
That's that right after Deadly Assassin. Then you've got all the Fourth Doctor adventure stuff. So you've got Trail of a White Worm, the Poseidon adventure.
Got those two.
Yeah. You've got the light at the end. Put that here because why not?
So that chronologically comes next.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I mean, I've decided to put that here because
Does he
it
appear in the
makes
Fourth Doctor
sense.
series too?
No.
Okay, that's fine then.
Why would that matter if he's traveling with Romana in series two anyway?
Oh, is it with Leader in series in Light at the End?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
And then you've got the evil one, another Fourth Doctor adventure.
Yeah, it'd probably be mostly Fourth Doctors around here, and then he'd come back for other story.
Requiem for the Rocket Men,
Mm-hmm.
Death Match,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Keeper of Shocking.
Wait. What about Master?
That's not set in this point.
Okay. Oh, is that
You will see.
also? And you will obey me.
You will see. Well, and you will obey me. I've told you that
Oh,
that's not technically the Beaver's master. That's Jeffrey Beavers, and yes, that is his body.
Ah,
but that isn't the Jeffrey Beaver's incarnation.
it's Alex McQueen in his body.
Exactly.
Okay, but
I've just
Master is
spoiled the
still.
two masters for you, but
Oh well,
fuck it.
yeah, I
Timeline.
guess. Well, Ollie already reviewed it anyway, even though I don't remember it. I
It was,
don't.
and you can't come back to it.
No,
Anyway,
thank you, whoever it was. Also, I don't
now
think he spoiled it anyway.
Legopolis.
Yeah.
Legopolis is next because of
Okay.
course it is. Imagine if there was a story set in between the Keeper of Traken and Legopolis for the Master.
Well, it'd
Would
be
be
Amy's
surprised if there
Master.
was for the Doctor. You
Well,
could
the
theoretically
Doctor,
do that,
yeah,
I think.
yeah.
And then cast Revolver, of course.
We're on to Amy's Master,
Well, yeah, onto Ainley's Master,
but you
obviously.
didn't say where Master the story was.
We'll get to that.
Okay, I thought that was Jeffrey Beavers.
The We'll get to that.
Okay,
we'll get to that.
I'm holding you to that.
No, we will get to it.
Okay,
It is true. We will get to it.
okay. So we're at Cast Revolver. Is there any stories between there and Time Flight
Yes.
that the Master's in? Okay, go for it.
Destiny of the Doctors, Smoke and Mirrors.
Oh, is that the
Fifth Doctor one.
Okay, the Big Finish ones?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were talking about the game from '97
No.
when you mentioned it. Okay.
No. So then there's The Toy, which is a short trips release.
Okay.
Well, it's a short trips release, it's the one that where you got it physically if you subscribe to Complete History or if you bought it off eBay, like I did. Which you can get in the Big Finish Short Trips Rarity range. You can download it. You gotta pay for it,
Oh,
of course. Then there's Time Flight. Then there's another Big Finish Short Trip. Then The King's Demons.
the probably my least favorite Ainley Master story.
To be honest, it's the least entertaining.
Entertaining, yeah. I mean, I know Time Flight's the weakest in a production standard.
Time Flight's the weakest in terms of an actual script as well.
Yeah, but personally, I prefer
But
it over
why
the
does he
Deeds.
dress up as a genie?
I don't know.
Like, I know exactly why from a production standpoint, because they just
Yeah,
shoehorned in the master. But
and they wanted a twist halfway through.
yeah, but like, why would the master do that?
I
Was he
don't know.
practicing? Was he saying, how could I dress up?
He,
How could that
he used
that's
masks in the
out some
past.
I don't
He used masks in the past.
Yeah, but now he's like, I need to step up my game.
Yeah, and then in King's Demons, he just completely disguises his face using technology.
Yeah, like
Sort of.
hologram. So then
Yeah.
after King's Demons, it's
Is it?
Planet
Is
of
it?
Fire. Just kidding.
Wait.
The Five Doctors. Of course
Yes!
it's the Five Doctors. It's the best story he was in.
Yes!
Okay.
Because
Maybe
he
it
was in
wasn't the
Remembrance.
best story, but I feel so
No,
much
it was.
nostalgia for it. I feel so much nostalgia for it that I kind of have to call it the best, otherwise part of me dies inside.
Well, for me, it is.
Yeah. Also, there's a reason why the Earthshock Cybermen are like my favorite.
Yeah, it's this story, isn't it?
Inner 9-year-olds. This story, yes. Then I'm
Should
not.
be Planet of Fire in the TV stories, but
Yeah, but there's a short trip in between that in
yeah.
one of the Big Finish book short trips.
Okay.
So then after that, there's another short trip. Then the Caves of Androzani.
Oh, is it that? Now it's time for you to die bit
Yes, and I'm
because
count
because because Planet of Fire we're supposed to presume he's dead by this point.
also um the fourth part of Circular Time, Winter, takes place within the Caves of Androzani. And the reason why I'm putting that here is because it explains that it's a plan of the Master to, I don't know, kill Doctor or something. Then we've got the Mark of the Rani.
Wait, what happened to Planet on Fire?
I told you, Planet of Fire.
Oh, it exists, and then you got Kate Evangelisani.
Yeah,
Okay, fine.
yeah. So the Master burns to death, but he's just like, I'm fine. I'm fine. I don't know what's wrong. I mean, I'm fine.
This is why.
What are you
This
all
is
on
what.
about?
This is what Stephen Moffat was talking about when he was talking about bringing back the Master. Comparing it to the 80s, like the Master would come back and say, "I survived." Although he did explain how Missy survived the dark water, the
Yeah,
death in heaven
like,
death.
okay, how did you survive? Escape pod. You were burning to death. Escape pod. If you want to explain how someone survived in Doctor Who, I used an escape pod. There we go. Like,
Yeah, they did that in Nameless Wanderings.
yeah. But
Davros
Davros,
is
I literally saw you die.
not when there is
Escape.
an escape pod.
But I saw you die. You flatlined.
But
Escape
I
pod in
escaped
the
in an escape. Yeah, go on, you just did
I
it.
escaped in an escape pod in the afterlife. They built one in the afterlife, and I escaped it.
Well, he didn't do that. They just, I think he pretended to die, went into the escape pod when the doctor left, and then they just saved him from dying of old age.
Hmm.
That was my theory.
No, I think
If
they literally just went into the afterlife in it.
it might have been better from a chronological point of view if Davros had just if Death of the Davros was the end of Davros's life, but we've got to have him be the Doctor's BFF in a way.
Right, so after that,
Yeah.
it's the ultimate foe.
Okay. So
Right?
somehow they escaped the Ronnie's TARDIS.
Escape pod.
Well, it wouldn't have been too difficult if it wasn't for that meddling T Rex.
Escape pod.
TARDISes are now going to have standard issue escape pods from now on. Well,
Who said
the
it
type.
was a standard issue one? Who said that the escape pod was part of the TARDIS? They just
Well, whatever type the Rani
escape
has
pod.
might have it.
Escape pod.
Do you think
Anyway,
they
so
escape pod
then
together?
they both survived.
They must have had a lot of fun with each other.
No.
Next up, Seals.
Isn't that kind of like bestiality because the master is in a Traconite body?
Um, he looks human. Wait,
So I mean, yeah, but they're not the same.
and neither is a Time Lord and a human.
I'm not saying that's okay either.
Oh dear, I think your favourite Doctor's got a lot to answer for then.
I don't know what you're on about.
Just a few rumours that he slept with all of his companions.
He certainly probably slept with Charlie. I mean,
Whoa!
probably. I mean,
What story?
I don't know. I don't
Uh,
know. It's not ever explained when it would have ever happened, but he
you just
probably
think it
did.
would? Sorry?
That he probably did. I mean, I mean, I don't think I think he was just sleeping in the same bed as them passionately. Nothing, nothing that would give Doctor Who an 18 rating. I'll
Oh,
tell you that.
well, it wouldn't be on screen. Slash.
Yep.
Whatever
Nothing
you
that would
define
give it
audio.
an 18 rating. Give it
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, it might have just been mentioned.
It wasn't. It's not been mentioned.
It's just implied.
Not even implied. It
So,
just probably was. It probably just was.
okay. But when?
Well, sometime after Storm Warning, but
Right.
sometime before The Girl Who Never Was.
Was that Charlie's last story?
Yes.
Well, with 8 anyway.
Yes.
Well, that's helpful. That's 3 seasons. Sorry, 3 bulks of episodes. 3 or 4 bulks of Fate Doctor stories.
Hmm. Anyways, so after the
It probably
Ultimate
wouldn't be. It
Foe,
wouldn't be Zagreus. It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be Zagreus or Neverland because he turned into Zagreus.
okay.
Zagreus. Unless Zagreus was a bit of a pervert.
I
But
mean,
then
the
again,
Doctor's kind of a pervert when he's sleeping with like a 19-year-old. So
yeah. Is Charlie 19? Or are you talking about this?
yes, I think so.
Mm. I wouldn't pass. I wouldn't put it past the 10th Doctor to sleep with Rose. But by that time, she'd be 20.
Yeah.
If it was the 9th Doctor, yeah, she'd be 19.
Hmm.
But I don't think the 9th Doctor would do that.
Anyways, after the Ultimate Foe, we've got another spoiler alert for a Big Finish audio.
Okay, go ahead.
Right, so another Sixth Doctor: The Last Adventure.
All right. Hang on a second. I just remembered another Master story.
What
Dust
Master Story?
breeding.
We'll get to it.
Okay.
Trust me.
Okay.
Be patient.
Okay.
So, the very first story in the Sixth Doctor: The Last Adventure, the end of the line.
I think that one's got Charlie as well.
No,
No. Oh, is she next?
that's the one with Constance.
Okay.
I don't think
I thought.
Charlie ever met the Master, actually.
Mm,
No, she didn't. Huh.
I thought Charlie was in the first of the Last Adventure stories, and then
No,
it
she
was
wasn't. She was in the second.
okay. Then
It was
Flip was it?
Constance that was in the
Okay.
first one. Flip was in the third one, and Mel was in the last one.
Which she needed to be because Time and the Rani came right
Continuity.
afterwards.
Continuity.
Yeah.
So after the end of the line, we've got the Quantum Archangel.
Mm-hmm. Which
We
is a
finally have the Quantum Archangel.
which is which Doctor?
Sixth.
Is this an audio?
I like. I've just noticed the chat, and Jean-Luc is in the chat.
And what's he saying?
It's just like I have no idea what's happening.
Okay, John.
I like how
Basically,
everyone's just speaking about the fact that that we're speaking escape pods, sex. Honestly, the Ninth Doctor might have gone for Jack than Rose. To
probably.
be honest, who wouldn't?
Yeah.
I have the feeling. Actually, I came to this revelation. Like I was speaking to one of my friends about Jack, and then I came to the revelation that if Jack put his my yeah, if Jack put all his hard work and concentration and all his energy towards it, he could probably have sex with every single living being in existence.
Yes.
Think about it. He has all the time in the universe, and even if the universe just stops, he could just hop back and catch up. Let's face it. Like, because I thought, okay, the Doctor described people of his time as so many species, so little time. Well, Jack has all the time. He can do it.
That's true.
um, but yeah,
So this Sixth Doctor Angel story, not the Weeping Angels, you know
yeah,
that.
the
Is it
Quantum Archangel.
is it a book or an audio?
It's a book.
Okay.
I'm just gonna check. I think it's a BBC book. Yep, it's
Mm.
a BBC book starring the Sixth Doctor and Mel.
So this is just before the last what's the
Now,
last story in the final adventure?
it is the
Last
brink
adventure,
of
sorry.
death.
The brink of death. Ooh.
Now, if anyone in the chat is thinking, "Hey, the Quantum Archangel is actually a Third Doctor story," please tell me that because Please give me evidence because I click on the master on that story, and it says in Tremus's body.
Oh,
It links me
it
to
it
that
could still be
section.
it could still be the third Doctor. You could meet another master. He met Amy's master.
I'm no, it's a Sixth Doctor story, but it could still be a
Hmm.
Delgado master. I don't know, but it redirected me to that place. So also, someone said, "I hope Jodie falls onto a spike and gets impaled." Yeah, I wish she well the thing is, I hope she lands and figures out who she is and makes some friends and travel across the universe.
Ditto. And it looks like that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. I I'm looking forward to Doctor Who.
Yes, me too.
Anyway, so next on my thing is survival.
Yay! So we missed most of the McCoy era up to that point.
We missed all of the McCoy era, and then we're
Yeah.
like, "Yay, an episode!" And then after that, that's brilliant. What's the next TV? Oh, the movie.
Well, that
I
well, that
swear, I
technically it's Dimensions in Time.
one day, well, technically, Dimensions in Time isn't canon, so
Well, technically it is.
well, technically it is, but it's a nightmare, a literal
Oh,
nightmare.
okay. Like Twice Upon a Time.
That's just in our head canon. Dimensions in Time is canonically a nightmare. An actual canon nightmare that the Doctor has.
It would have been funny if it actually was a dream that the Seventh Doctor had. He's like, oh, you do the Seventh Doctor voice. I'll just tell you the words. Oh no.
Oh no, I had a dream that Sarani did something. Oh. I sound like I don't even sound like Sylvester McCoy, but you can tell that I'm trying my
You were
absolute,
better. You do a better Sylvester McCoy than I can.
and I can't do Sylvester McCoy.
But I can do
I
Colin.
sound like if Dirk Gently was the Doctor.
Mm.
Hello, I'm the Doctor, and this is my good friend Elijah Wood. That the guy that actually plays Dirk Gently has been in quite a few Big Finish audios actually.
Okay.
Mainly, he plays a character in their Torchwood audios, but
Okay.
he actually appeared in the adaptation of Nightshade, where he played the man that Ace falls in love with. It falls in love with. There, I can't speak.
Yeah, in the Virgin New Adventures, she does a lot of naughty stuff.
This isn't her being naughty, naughty. It's literally her falling in love. This
Oh,
isn't
yeah.
naughty, naughty. This is like adorable stuff that makes me
Oh,
emote. This makes
does she
me
get
emote, not make me go,
ew?
well, I need to get rid of this somehow.
Do the
Okay,
audios go
Pornhub.
into as much detail as the books?
Well, I don't know. I've not read the books, and I doubt it goes into as much detail because the books are longer.
Right.
But I've just read Jean say, "Oh shit, a bunch of mummies."
Yeah.
We need to remake
Yes.
that. Jean, if you still have
I
the
don't you.
footage,
Is that one of the ones that was deleted?
yes. After survival, dust breed. But you see, you see, heartbeat
Yeah.
Sissy. I'm getting to that. I'm trying to make everything canon. You see, and I personally think it works better if we hold off on dust breeding until I say so. Okay. So after survival, we've got the Past Doctor Adventure Prime Time, which is a Seventh Doctor and Ace story, which is set before the Virgin New Adventures. This is more like directly. I I place the Seventh Doctor, Past Doctor Adventures stuff after season 27.
Mm.
And I count season 27 as the, Seventh Doctor Lost Stories stuff. I count that as season 27.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I say that after season 27, it's the Past Doctor Adventures, then the Virgin New Adventures, then Big Finish. Just for everyone. Colin Month will make a new. Yeah, Jean, we will
Okay.
make a new one. I will play Colin. I will play everyone. I will edit it. Like, Jean, you will make something, and I will make it something else. That's what happened last time. That's what we're gonna do this time. But yes, so after Stop the Pigeon and Prime Time. Sorry, I just saw that someone said Stop the Pigeon, and yep, that's like in between Survival and Prime Time. That's what I put. I've then put Destiny of the Doctors. It has video footage of Ainley, so it
The
has to be
game.
canon. It has to be canon
It has to
somehow.
be.
I'm making it canon.
Yeah. Be my
No,
guest.
I don't care where it's for the Doctors, just
I
it's canon.
think it. Well, it's definitely before the Eighth Doctor.
I know.
Seven's the latest one. I don't know why they didn't include eight. Maybe it was too late in the
I'm not. I'm.
process.
I'm not gonna bother putting it in their timelines, but I'm putting it in the Masters
Yeah.
because I'm making it canon.
Yeah. It does tie into the film, I suppose, into the movie, I suppose. But then
It just
again,
wants it to.
so does the Eight Doctors,
Yeah.
and they both came out the same year.
Yeah. So after that, I consider Destiny of the Doctors the last Ainley story before we get to the next Master.
Mm,
Now, as I said, I consider the Virgin New Adventures to come next.
right.
Also, I'm not taking these things into account when it comes to Master. I'm only noticing that it lines up.
Hmm.
And when I'm not given any context to work with, I will just line it up with the Doctor.
Right.
Um, but Omega Morphosis is after Prime Time, then Destiny of the Doctors. I
Okay.
don't think I filled that in yet. I've not in my spreadsheet, I've not actually filled in all of the short trips, mainly because there's a bloody lot of them. So it's I've done the best I can, but for the Master, I've not done it yet. I've done quite a lot of them though. I think for the Master, I don't know. But anyway, so after Destiny of the Doctors, we have the 30th Virgin New Adventure, First Frontier. Now, in this book, the Master works with these like beings called the Zun or something like that,
Mm.
and he
Which
works with
incarnation
them
we?
so that it's still the Ainley Master
Okay.
at this point, but the Zun works with his body to both get rid of the cheetah virus and make his body fully Time Lord again.
Mm.
Then Ace shoots him. Then he regenerates. Now, this master does not have an actor, but the descriptions given to this master were based on this classical actor called Basil Rathbone.
Okay. Sherlock
Uh,
Holmes.
of course, because he played Sherlock Holmes, didn't he? So you know what he
Yeah.
looks like.
Yeah. Just
I
before we
think
carry on, is this the incarnation that is exterminated by the Daleks at the start of the TV film?
no.
Okay, carry on.
I'm just gonna. I'm gonna get to
We'll
that.
get, yeah,
That
we'll
I'll
get to
get to
him.
that after I've spoken about dust breeding and master and all of that.
Excellent.
So then
Let's just
there's
call
the
this the
book
Battle
Happy
Rathbone.
Endings. Happy Endings by Paul Cornell. The Master's in that same incarnation, and then
The,
this short story is what I'm going to mention now. It's called Housewarming. It's in Virgin's book Decalogue 2, which is basically their version of short trips. Um,
was
basically,
Virgin? Oh,
the Zun body fails, starts failing, and he reverts back to a body. And I'm going to assume it's his Traconite body.
so back to Amy.
I'm going to say back to Ainley just so it works better. Because dust breeding sort of contradicts First Frontier unless if I say this. Yes, I'm
Right.
moving on to First Frontier. Or not First Frontier, there. I'm moving on to dust breeding now. Now, you may be wondering, why now when it's Jeffrey Beavers?
Yes.
Well, there's a bit in dust breeding where I have listened to dust breeding, by the way. I have listened to it.
Yeah. Oh, and I'll
As
be
you know,
getting to it soon.
basically the master tries to steal his pet. I can't remember this 100% off the top of my head now, but like if I get this wrong, don't shoot me. But
You can't. I'm too far
or
away.
do because I've listened to this and I'm getting information wrong. So yeah, he tries to steal this painting, but these paintings like have these strong like energies to it, and it basically strips him of his Traconite body, so he's back to good old crispy fried glory.
Uh,
There we go.
hmm.
And I've actually put Omega Morphosis here, and I'm sure some now this is its own separate column. Dust breeding starts its own separate column of miscellaneous dead. Okay, right. Here's what I've titled the column: miscellaneous decayed body shenanigans. So after Rathbone, because I noticed all of them were literally just names of actors, and I was like, well, VNA, I know that's accurate, but I want it to be an actor, so I just put Rathbone, Basil Rathbone. Here, I don't want to put Beavers again. I don't want to put Eric Roberts. I don't want to put everyone in here. Oh, I forgot an incarnation.
Yeah.
Um, like not well. I've just noticed I've forgotten incarnation, but we'll get to that. So
Yeah.
that's in the future.
Okay. Let's just finish up the crispy master point two.
Yeah.
The shenanigans.
Decayed body shenanigans is basically a compilation of multiple bodies.
Ah.
Um,
Of course, in these stories, it sounds like Jeffrey Beavers.
well, most of them, not
Okay.
always.
Good. Okay.
So then we get on to Master,
Yay.
also known as Human Nature, but the Master.
Ah.
Because it has the same conceit as Human Nature. You know, a Time Lord arrives in an old country village, not remembering who he is and calling himself John Smith.
You wrote that story then?
Thing is, it was not written by Paul
Mike
Cornell.
Tucker. No,
No, it
Mike
was written by
Tucker.
Joseph Lister.
What?
Yeah,
Oh, was that?
Joseph
Oh, hang
Lister.
on. Oh, yeah, you're right. I was looking at dust breathing. Sorry.
People say that it's the best Master Story Big Finish I've ever made, and I'm inclined to agree.
Okay.
I overlap all the two Masters, and I think this is better than the two Masters. Not saying the two Masters is bad. Far from it. It's probably my favorite from the two Masters trilogy. But but it doesn't hold a candle to Master, in my opinion. So
Okay.
get it. Joseph Lidster is a brilliant writer, and I can't wait
I
to
got it.
meet him. I can't wait to meet him at Big Finish Day because
Woohoo!
He's going, and I'm looking forward to that. So there we go. Then we've got the TV movie.
Hang on a second. What about the what's his name? Gordon Fipple incarnation?
Gordon Tipple Master.
Tipple. Yeah.
He's getting that body off screen.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean,
So,
I can't, like, there's no stories for that master. There should be.
Makes sense. To be honest,
But,
I think it's supposed to look like the Amy Master, but
it's never explicit.
yeah.
And if they did it, they would retcon things that can't be retconned.
Yeah. Maybe it's is the Master always in Beavis' bodies when he's doing all these multiple incarnations at the same time?
No, he's the same incarnation. He's just in different bodies.
Right.
If you get me. So Anthony
maybe
Amy is the Beavis Master. He just looks like Anthony Amy because he stole Tremus's body.
Right.
Same thing with Bruce. When he stole Bruce's body, he looks like that mafia lord from The Dark Knight. Just a bit younger.
Yes.
Eric Roberts could have been a brilliant master.
Yeah.
Too bad he was up to like lowest level.
Yeah.
I don't mind American Time Lords. It's just the one time we've had a Time Lord with an American accent he was done shit.
Yeah, well, we're going to find out.
Big Finish, when they regenerated Romana, they cast an American, but no, she had to do a British accent. To be honest, Romana should always be British because I feel like it's like having an American Hermione.
Fair enough.
Romana is the Hermione of Doctor Who. Let's face it.
So why did they cast Juliet Landau
Maybe
if she was American?
She was a good actress. Maybe it's because she had the qualities that they wanted in a new Romana.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I've not listened to the interviews. Anyway, so after the movie, it's the 8 Doctors.
Yeah.
And then there's the DWM comics.
Hang on. The 8 Doctors should technically be, well, looking at it, it's quite complicated. There's the trap, the master set for the Doctor, but then there's also the bit at the end that implies that he's letting the Daleks kill him. I would put the ending right before the movie and the start right after.
The Master.
Yeah.
You consider it to be a Gordon Tipple Master?
Well, whoever it was the one that gets executed by the Daleks.
Gordon Tipple.
Yeah. Well, if that's the only story he's in besides the movie, fair enough. So the one.
I mean, I'm just
Master
going to check everywhere else.
Yeah. But to me, the ending of the 8 Doctors has the Master giving himself to the Daleks as a part of his plan to kill the Doctor and take his lives. So that's just before his execution of Skaro. So that would be Fipple or whoever it was. Because at the start of the 8 Doctors, going back to the beginning, the Eighth Doctor falls into a trap set by Eric Roberts' Master.
Using a Deathworm Morphant to survive his execution by the Daleks during the 7th Doctor section of the 8th Doctor's book takes place here. However, the Eric Roberts TV movie Master's cameo during the 8th Doctor... Can I just remove the 8 Doctors from here? Actually, no, wait. I'll just copy and paste it so it's right before the movie as well. Okay?
Yeah. So that's the Gordon Fipple bit, and then Eric Roberts' trap.
So Gordon Fipple appeared in more than one story. Terrence Dix is our savior.
Even though very briefly.
After the 8th Doctor segment of the 8 Doctors, let's call it, we've got the DWM magazines.
Okay.
Or DWM Doctor Who magazines.
Okay.
So...
Right, well, they're going to have to bring him back so Big Finish can bring him back so that Alex McQueen could be the Master afterwards.
But then, after his time in Doctor Who magazine, we've got some 8th Doctor books, Sometime Never, The Deadstone Memorial, and the Gallifrey Chronicles. And after that, we've got some short trips that lead into Mastermind.
Is this going to be his one in River Song?
Mastermind is the Companion Chronicles one. I've not put the River
Okay.
Song ones in.
Oh, okay.
I will once I get information about when they're set.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh my gosh, Missy is
They're the only ones we've got.
Missy's gonna be the master with the most like rows, the most stuff. I can tell because Missy, the Missy box set.
Oh, and not to mention her shorts. I think she has a story in the book. Probably,
The
I think she's on the cover.
the River
She might
Song.
be. No, she has that too, though. No,
You
you
mean
know
the
the.
Missy Chronicles?
No, I'm talking about the book, The Women Who Lived.
Oh God! Ah,
I think she's in at least one of
so
those.
much canon. Okay, so then after
Back to Eric Roberts.
Mastermind, right? We're
Okay.
gonna assume the master dies.
Okay.
Like dies. Like no escape pods. He dies.
Okay.
So then he was resurrected for the Time War,
Hmm. Cough, cough,
and now
sanitize.
he's Alex McQueen.
Yeah. Even though it's technically a little bit before the Time War, it's Dark Eyes 3. It's still a bit early on.
Dark Eyes 2, actually.
Okay. Dark Eyes 2. Is
But the
Dark Eyes
thing
1
is,
pretty much where Time War's being hinted at?
Time War's being hinted at in Genesis of the Daleks, mate.
Yeah, but I meant when the early stages are starting.
That's when Big Finish were thinking about it.
So about Dark Eyes 2.
Yeah, Dark Eyes, specifically Dark Eyes. I remember in the interviews that he's Time War.
Yeah,
Nicholas Briggs was like, yeah, Time War.
it's starting in a way.
Yeah. Mm,
It's on the start.
yeah.
Early days.
I remember that from the behind the scenes interviews, just like, yeah, Time War. So yeah, but
So the Eighth Doctor's Time War stories technically started a bit earlier than the Eighth Doctor Time War Series 1.
no, the Time War hasn't started.
Oh, so it is the build up.
But yeah,
This is where it's starting to get close.
I swear, like they're stalling at this point because I'm like, okay, Dark Eyes is the natural predecessor to Time War stuff. Oh, Doom Collision, okay, it's leading up to it now. The Time War is being mentioned by name.
Ooh.
The events of the Time War are being predicted by the Time Lords, right? Okay, this seems like the natural end. This seems like
Yeah.
the natural
Mm.
transition to Time War. Okay, Ravenous. Okay,
Yeah.
like
What do you think
I
is coming up?
know, love working with them, right? Big Finish, but this is getting ridiculous. I
Yeah.
think the Time War should have started by now in the Xbox's timeline. I mean,
I
yeah,
think,
we've got the box sets, but like, it should
yeah,
have started by now.
chronologically. I think I think either Ravenous 4, the last one, will either lead into the start of the Time War, or the next series, the next 4 box set series will,
It'll
in a
probably lead
way,
into the next four box set series, which will lead into the next four box set series, which will lead into the next four box set series. They'll never
yeah,
lead into the Time War, let's face it. Paul McGann
yeah.
will be in his 70s before they lead him into the Time War.
How old is he now? Is he in his 50s, isn't he?
Yeah, late
It
50s.
will be about, give
It'll
it
be
about
20
20 years then.
years. Let's be real
Give it,
here.
let's give it about,
We'll give it 20
give it about
years
20
and
years.
then we'll see where we're at.
So about 2038 then.
Something like that.
By that time, I think I wouldn't be surprised if New Who did more of the Time War by that point.
Yeah.
Okay, we're on to Dark Eyes 2
No, we're
with
not.
Alex McQueen.
We're
Okay.
not yet because he was in Unit Dominion.
Oh, okay.
Now we're
As
on
the
to Dark
Master.
Eyes 2. Yeah, he's the
Oh,
master.
oh.
Who did you think the other Doctor was?
Sylvester McCoy.
The other Doctor, not the Doctor, the other Doctor.
Oh, in that.
Yeah,
Uh, that was 20. Was that 2012? That box
I think
set.
that was 2011, 2012, something like that.
Mm. Okay.
Then we've got Dark Eyes 2.
Mhm.
Times Horizon, he cameos in that, really. And he's also in Eyes of the Master,
Mhm.
surprisingly. The thing is, Eyes of the Master is where he specifically mentions that the Time Lords resurrected him for a purpose. We don't know what
Mhm.
that purpose was until Gallifrey Time War, where it's mentioned that um, Narvin says the Time War has given him purpose. But then Romana's like, no, Narvin, you gave him purpose when you resurrected him. Oh, shit!
Mhm. Is
Oh,
Marvin a good character? Is he a
ooh.
goodie?
No one's good in Gallifrey. Let's put it
Okay.
like
Is
that.
he a protagonist in the series?
I would say so.
Okay, so he's a
He's
he's
not,
an
I
alright.
mean, I wouldn't say he's evil
Okay.
or bad, but no
Yeah.
one's good on Gallifrey, not even Romana. She's like Romana and Leela. Actually, no, Leela's good. Romana tries her best.
And K9.
Narvin is Narvin. And then you've got people like Braxiatel, who like does
What about
stuff
Ace and
that
K9
no Ace is a saint. No, Ace is better than Leela.
and K9?
He's a good boy.
Good God. In fact, there should be two of them.
They're both good boys.
One of them disappears and goes off to do K9. The other
Actually,
one,
no.
I don't
K9
know.
Mark 1 is slightly better because he's not rude about the other K9.
What K9 Mark II is rude about his predecessor.
Well, he says that he calls him the inferior K9 unit. Not to be rude, he's just telling the truth.
So just by not saying anything about his successor, K9 Mark One's better.
Just because he's not rude.
Mm,
Yeah, but
that's
Ace is literally the character in Doctor Who that I will say nothing bad about as a person because I honestly feel. Thing is, I see a lot of one of my friends in Ace, and just thinking about how much I care about that specific friend makes me well up. So, yeah, as you can see,
you
I'm
should
a
tell them that.
what said friend.
Yeah, you should tell your said friend you see lots of ace in them and all that welling up thing.
Um, no, they know. They know I care about them a lot. So, yeah. Anyway, back to Doctor Who.
So
Yeah, Dark Eyes 2, Dark
McQueen.
Eyes 3, Dark Eyes 4, and You Will Obey Me. That's
Okay.
where that is. And the Two Masters.
Okay.
So this is where I skipped out an incarnation. The incarnation that
Okay.
fought in the Time War in Titan Comics.
Ah. So this is between McQueen and Jacoby, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But then he regenerates into Jacoby,
Yes.
the the Child Master. So
Mhm.
we start with
Hang on.
unit.
Is the only the good box sets the one towards the end of his life?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
So we've
that then.
got Unit the new series, um box set 6, Cyber Reality. This is where the
Mhm.
Cybermen are. Oh, I'm getting flashbacks to the Cybermen. The Master of Worlds.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because it's the only one not connected to the War Master. It's the only one not
Mhm.
connected, so of course it would be the one before it.
Mhm.
Once everything else gets released, that will probably be put in between Master of Worlds and Beneath the Viscoid.
Mhm.
Literally everything, unless if it is literally also connected to the War Master, I doubt it will be set
Mhm.
after Beneath the Viscoid. So we've got Beneath the Viscoid. Then
Mhm.
The Devil You Know, which is from the Gallifrey Time War box set.
Okay.
because Beneath the Viscoid leads into the Devil You Know, and the Devil You Know leads into the rest of the War Master box set. So then you've got the Good Master, the Skyman, and the Heavenly Paradigm. Actually, I saw a poll on Big Finish listeners which put the not Heavenly Paradigm, the Skyman specifically, as in the top 5 Master stories Big Finish ever produced.
Oh, this is in Only the Good
Yes.
box
And
set.
the
Okay.
Master's not even in it that much. It's not even about the Master, it's about his companion,
Oh,
Cole. And the Master is in it. He just doesn't really interfere that much. And just makes wine. Like literally, he has a grape farm and he makes wine while everything goes to shit. And he doesn't help out Cole apart from pointing out that there's a certain toolbox that has precisely what Cole needs in this behind that shed.
excuse me.
Other than that, he doesn't do anything apart from make wine.
Maybe that's what makes it the best, one of the best stories, because he's not really doing anything. He is the
Yeah,
master, not the doctor. Also, it's very funny. He just makes wine.
yeah. The thing
When else
is,
would the master not make
it,
wine?
thinking about it, that's possibly the best thing he could have done to achieve his goal in the heavenly paradigm.
Make wine.
Well, he was making wine as a hobby. He was just killing time.
Mm.
The thing is, he wanted to make the biggest paradox possible.
Huh.
So he could use that paradox energy to fuel a certain machine,
TARDIS.
not the TARDIS, the
No. Oh,
heavenly
what?
paradigm, so he could literally end the time war.
Oh.
It backfired. It made the time war worse.
Oops. And then the Dalek Emperor took control of the Crucible, or something.
No, he saw all these things that made everything so bad. He saw all those things. He couldn't take it anymore, so he went to the end of the universe and became a human baby.
Oh. But he grew up in Jack Jacoby. Derek Jacoby.
He grew up into No, he was already Derek Jacobi. He just turned into a
Yeah.
baby that then grew up into Derek Jacobi.
Mm.
So then we've got Utopia, where he regenerates.
Into John Sim.
Then we've got the Sound of Drums. Then we've got the Story of Martha.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got the Last of the Time Lords.
I think John Sim's the easiest one to do,
Yeah,
besides Jamie's first one.
James Josephus.
James Drake. Yeah, besides him, John Sim's
Alex
the easiest.
McQueen was very easy to do.
Oh, okay.
So was Basil Rathbone. And Jacoby is also very easy to do.
Is it really just Delgado, Beavers, Ainley, and
About
Gomez? That's
half
the
of them
hardest
are.
ones.
Well, Ainley wasn't even that hard either. Like,
And Roberts.
the thing is, mostly, if you put it in chronological order of the Doctor, you're
Yeah,
gonna be fine. It's just the Two Masters trilogy and Unit Dominion that break that rule, really.
right. Fair enough.
It's more chronological order of the Doctor, and then you can figure out the rest.
Okay.
The only time when that becomes difficult is miscellaneous decayed body shenanigans.
Yeah. And also when the doc's not there, you have to fill in some gaps.
So
Anyway, what to
yeah.
laugh at the Time Lords?
So yeah, then there's Last of the Time Lords. Then he suddenly reappears in World Enough in Time.
No, that's after End of Time.
What do you mean?
The End of Time comes first.
We're talking about Doctor Who here. I don't know what you're on about the
Oh.
end of time.
Shall I do your job for you?
What is this end of time? I
The
mean,
the 10th Doctor's final story.
you mean the waters of Mars, right?
No, the one after.
The 11th hour?
No, the one before.
The waters of Mars?
No, there's one in between.
No,
It's a
there isn't.
two-parter.
No,
Yes,
there
there is.
isn't.
It's a
No, there
two-parter
isn't. I've had
with
therapy for this, Nick.
Kill the Moon also happened.
Oh, God!
That's the last
No!
bit. And the 8th Doctor did stuff with Charlie one must not talk about.
Oh, stop there! Stop there! Anyway,
Well,
end of
only,
time,
only
there
if you
will be
admit the
another
end.
time when the Doctor falls.
Thank you.
I've not put the Five Masters in here.
Which one's the Five Masters?
A comic story.
Fair enough. Okay.
Also, Harvest of Time, I've only put once.
Yes. Wait,
Because
another
I
Master
can't-
believes in that?
They all do.
Oh my god. Wait, all of
Kinda.
them?
They kinda. I mean,
Well, all
Sim definitely
half.
appears. So does the Decayed one.
Sim and which one? Sim and
Sim
Amy?
and Sim and Ainley might appear, but Beavers. Three
Should be.
Traconite Beavers.
Okay.
Joke's on you, Heartbeat City. I actually don't mind loving monsters.
Anyway, so with Sim, it's Last of the Time Lords, End of Time, World
Series
Nothing Time,
10.
Doctor Falls.
Yeah. And then you've
Mhm.
got Missy.
Yay!
Missy, you're so
We're
fine.
nearly
You're so
finished.
fine. You blow my mind. Yeah. I've fucked up. Hey, Missy, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Missy. Hey, Missy. There we go. I did it.
Yeah. This
I
should
did it.
be okay. Series 8 first, I would presume. Unless there's something to say otherwise. You're making some noises.
The Missy Chronicles is a book.
Is it? I thought it was a box films, audios.
No, that's Missy. That's Missy
Oh.
Volume 1. The Missy Chronicles is a book
Oh.
that exists.
Okay.
The first story, Dismemberment,
Is
takes
this
place
one?
before
Is
Series
this
8.
a recent book?
Relatively.
Did it come out after the Doctor Falls?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, it did.
Okay. So it could depict Sim's regeneration into Gomez or afterwards.
I'm gonna check. But first I'll check to see if there's been any activity on the What If Doctor Who Wasn't X wiki. There hasn't been, so I shall just go on TARDIS wiki now.
Okay.
I'm an admin on What If Doctor Who Wasn't X wiki, and it's great. I've got so much power that I don't use.
He's got the power. Dun, 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 dun.
Like, literally, on forum posts, I can edit anyone's, posts. Anyone's. In comments, I can edit anyone's post. No one should have this much power.
That's true.
No one should have that much power. Anyway, The Missy Chronicles was published by BBC Books, and, oh my god,
What?
it was released on my birthday!
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, it's 22nd of February 2018.
Oh.
It's not
Was that
the only
Monday?
story featuring the Master that appeared. Or that was released, sorry, on my birthday. The Gallifrey Time War box set also released on my birthday.
Okay.
So then
Was
the
your
next
birthday
day I
Monday?
started listening to it on download.
Okay.
Because I was really excited for that set. That was like the most hype I was for any set.
Did you get the CDs as well?
I pre-ordered it on CD.
Okay.
So I just listened to it on download
Fair enough.
because I wanted to listen to it ASAP, and Big Finish takes time
Yes.
to post.
Yes.
But yeah, so Dismemberment, written by James Goss. Leading lights of Missy's Private Members Club or members club bar her the leading lights of Missy's private members club bar her on the grounds that she's female. They're going to regret it. Oh, well, it's post regeneration,
Mm,
so I mean clearly.
fair enough.
And I have an account, so I could annoy you about Return of Nimon. Are you the person? Okay, Time Lord Master 108. Are you the only, not the only, are you the one that's writing the script of Return of Nimon? If so, I love you forever. I love the fact that you're taking, um, the fact that there's a character literally called God, and that it has all the characters from Horns of Nimon, and there's a character literally called God, and thing is, he's taking inspiration from the end credits here. These, like, of course, like, who wouldn't run with the fact that there's a character called God, played by James Earl Jones? Doctor. Well, try to Darth Vader. I'm allergic to Star Wars. Oh no. Doctor, I am God.
They need to make that happen.
Nope, I just love annoying you about it because you dislike it. I don't. I don't anymore. I kept like saying that, but then I realized, oh wait, the person writing for the script for it is literally writing it as a piss take.
Oh, it's not real.
No, Return of Nimon is like, what if Doctor Who wasn't axed?
Mm.
The thing is, right?
When was it? When? When?
Season 34.
Okay, so Paul McGann
Yeah. You
is
know,
the Ninth Doctor.
okay, I've got a confession.
Yeah.
Okay, I do not like the Horns of Nimon, but that's not my confession. My confession is I love the Nimon. I think they're actually a good monster. And when utilized well, like in season fear, I think they are actually really good.
Okay.
So anyway, so then how funny we were basically making Darth Vader noises because the next story is Deep Breath.
Hello! I'm Missy. Welcome to heaven. I'm sorry.
You actually didn't do that bad. At least you weren't attempting Jamie. I was actually personally offended when I realized you were attempting to do Jamie. And you failed
Oh,
on
Yolati.
every.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I can't even do Jamie. Can I just say, Fraser Hines, right? His he he does both a perfect second Doctor,
Mm.
or as perfect as he can get without hiring Chris Thompson. Like honestly, it's either him
Yeah.
or Chris Thompson that could fight it out to be the best Patrick Troughton impersonator on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And but not only that, he's still good with Jamie. Jamie literally when he does Jamie, he sounds literally the same as he did 50 years ago.
That's incredible.
Like not many people do that.
Mm.
The closest that you could get was Peter Purvis, right?
Okay.
Even then, he did sound a little older. He sounded like, yeah, he's an old man, but he doesn't sound like an old man, right?
Oh,
He's
fun
still
fact. I think it
recognizably
was
Stephen.
fun fact. I think it was yesterday or Thursday, but I found out that Peter Purvis was had auditioned for the role of James Bond
He did.
in after Sean Connery left in You're in It Twice. But
If
he
I
lost
ever
it to
meet
George
him, I'll
Lazenby.
ask him about that, like I did with Paul McGann.
Okay. Paul
Paul
McGann
McGann said
had
that
an
he
audition.
didn't. Thing is, it says it on Wikipedia that Paul McGann did audition, but but he didn't. He said so himself. No, I'd never be up for James Bond. He literally just he basically thought that's a stupid idea. Why would I ever go up for James Bond? But he didn't think I was stupid for thinking that. He just thought, oh, that's probably a misconception. I'm a stupid
Mm-hmm.
one.
Did you say Peter Purves said he didn't? Or did?
Huh?
Did you say that Peter Purves said that he didn't or did?
No, Paul McGann said that he didn't.
Okay.
But I don't know about Peter Purvis, but yeah.
He might have. I think he
Yeah.
would have been a great Bond.
Can I just say that all the female companions that I've heard on Big Finish, which is um all but Susan actually,
The old Susan or the new one?
Carol Ann Ford Susan, the
Okay.
true Susan. She is. I mean, to be honest, I actually have heard Susan in a Big Finish audio, but I've not heard Susan as a companion in a Big Finish audio. And the thing is, I've heard Susan in The Light at the End, I think,
Mm.
and Nightshade. Light at the End, she sounded a bit old, but in Nightshade, she sounded all right. So I can't tell. But with all the other female companions, they just sound too old. You
Yeah,
can tell they're old ladies.
I heard Demons of the Red Lodge on BBC Radio iPlayer a few days
Mhm.
ago because they're playing those stories on Saturdays on
What? What?
on
Okay,
Radio 4.
okay, okay, okay. Thanks for telling me. Thanks for telling. Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, 6 o'clock
Yes.
on Saturdays. Part two of that, the second story was today. I'm going to catch up, and then the third and fourth will be coming.
Trying to find it. Trying to find.
It'll be on iPlayer.
No, I'm on the. I've got the iPlayer saved. BBC
Okay.
Radio 4 Extra.
Yeah, it'll be Doctor Who, Demons of Red Lodge, and other stories. Now, in that story, Nissa sounded off. It was Nissa sounded quite old. No, it was definitely it was obvious that she did sound older than she did in the mutant phase 10 years earlier. So you could tell that it had been 10 years.
Mm.
I think she sounded fine in the mutant phase, but
He
with
sounds
Demons of Red
fine in the
Lodge,
earlier ones. I just don't know about the
yeah,
later ones because all I know is Light at the End,
yeah,
Janissa.
yeah, she does sound a bit older, quite older in Demons of Red Lodge. So you can tell 10 years has passed
I think she was fine in
since
the
the
Light
meeting.
at the End, to be honest.
Sorry.
I actually prefer how she sounds in Big Finish, to be honest.
Okay.
She sounds smarter.
Well, these are all big finishes.
I know, but I prefer how she sounds in Big Finish in general. I
Mm.
don't know.
Peter Davison also sounded older in this one, so you can tell it's been 10 years.
Yeah, in the older Peter Davison ones, he
Yes,
does sound like he is
the
himself
Doctor.
from 15 years prior,
Mm.
15, 20 years prior. But the newer ones is a bit older.
Yeah.
And
Is
Colin
this
Baker,
is
he sounded older right from the get-go, but he sounds even older now.
what about? I
Sylvester
think
McCoy's not
McCoy. I don't know about McCoy. I think he might still have it. Yes, I think Sylvester McCoy still got it.
Yeah, Paul McGann sounds less camp in the than in the TV movie, but that's because they sped. That's because in the TV movie, all versions of the TV movie that you can get on DVD and Blu-ray,
Mm.
um, they are basically it was filmed on NTSC cameras.
Mm.
Um, and they were sped up for PAL, right?
Yeah.
They were sped up for our region because frame rate things and all that. so it was slightly sped up.
Mm.
We
Is that why
lost.
it's no, it's longer in America.
Yeah, it's longer in America. That it was
I mean,
sped up for here.
is that why it's 3-4 minutes shorter?
Yeah, partially. They cut a few scenes out. Not a few scenes, a few shots, more like.
Yeah,
They cut stuff out, basically, is what I'm saying.
yeah, which is a shame. I would have liked a full young cut version. I thought that's what we got with the DVDs and Blu-rays, but oh, guess not.
So yeah. So that's why Paul McGann sounds more like Paul McGann and less like a slightly more uh a slightly more flamboyant sounding version of Paul McGann.
I really want an extended edition of the movie.
There wasn't much stuff cut.
No.
In fact, one of the things cut was a sound effect.
Oh,
Remember when the master strangles Bruce's girlfriend?
yeah, wife.
Why?
Yeah,
Bruce's
let's say
partner, okay?
okay.
Partner of some description.
Mm,
The sound effect of a broken neck was cut out.
yeah. Well, either way, he kills her pretty brutally anyway. So
Yeah, they just wanted to
I,
keep it.
I, to be honest, I think strangulation with just the one hand is a bit more plausible. But then again, it's the master, so
Yeah,
he could
they
be
were trying
slightly
to
stronger
make
than a normal.
him feel more alien. They were
Mm,
going for that vibe with Time Lords, having different eyes, even.
mm. And the Doctor's being human because he was half human.
Yeah, they wanted to make it more romantic.
Well, they did that.
Oh, you killed me! How romantic!
Huh?
Yeah, like they're trying to make it more romantic, so Americans would like it. So they made it so that when Grace killed the Doctor had some sort of attraction to her. Maybe he's like,
Grace. Oh, I see.
maybe he's like not necrophilia. He's not a necrophiliac because he's not wanting to have sex with a dead body, but like, yeah, he's turned on by the idea of death.
He was the dead body.
Mortophile? Is that the word? I'm gonna search this up, but on incognito mode, so my parents don't question what I'm searching up online.
Whilst we do that, let's continue the master timeline because we weren't finished yet.
Death fetish.
Right.
What is the fetish for death? Um, Autosassinophilia.
I swear most of these are made up.
That is, it is
Not
a
not not the
fetish
condition,
in which a
not the
person is
conditions, the
sexually
words.
aroused by the risk of being killed.
Right. I'm not talking about the conditions. I'm talking about the names.
It's not
That's what
made up.
they just make up the names for the
It's
condition.
like, well, you auto assassinate yourself when you've got a risk of being killed. Autosassinophilia. Anyway, so then after deep breaths, you got into the Dalek caretaker flatline in the forest of the night. Dark
Hang on,
water.
she's not in every single one of these.
Huh?
She's not in every single one of them.
No, but she's in those ones.
Oh, hang on. Repeat, please.
Deep breath into
Yeah.
the Dalek.
Yes.
The caretaker.
Mm-hmm.
Flatline.
Yeah.
In the forest of the night.
Okay.
Dark water.
Yes.
And death in heaven.
Okay.
Also, someone said that the bells of St. John, because she
Oh
was
yeah,
the woman that gave the phone number
to Clara.
to Clara.
I think that would have
But
been
she
just
wasn't
before deep.
in the bells of St. John, so I'm not counting the bells of St. John.
Let's presume she did that just before deep breath, maybe. At
I
least
would
she would.
assume so,
Yeah. Yeah.
yes. I would
So,
assume that.
so let's say between that first Missy Chronicles story and
Deep
Deep
breath.
Breath. So let's say
Yeah.
it's in between. Maybe it'll be an upcoming Missy book slash audio story.
Well, the Missy Chronicles is just one book.
Okay. So is that the Missy Chronicles? Just is that several different stories, or is it one novel?
It's a short story anthology.
Okay, so you got those, the rest of those to come.
Yeah. So then, after Death in Heaven, you've got Apprentice and the Witch's Apprentice and the Magician's Familiar.
Wrong
That's
way
not.
around.
Yeah. I noticed that. So yeah, the Magician's Apprentice, Witch's Familiar.
Then there's quite a bit of a gap on screen.
Yeah, but they're filled in by the Missy Chronicles.
Yay! I guess.
Lords and Masters. Teddy Sparkles must die! Exclamation mark. And then the Liar, the Glitch, and the War Zone. We're not done with the Missy Chronicles, but we're moving on to Extremis.
Yay! I guess.
Extremis, Extremis,
Extremis,
Extremis,
extremis,
Extremis.
extremis. Fun fact: Jean couldn't be bothered to remake the video after rewatching the episode, and thinking it was better the second time round.
Yeah, but to be honest, effort. Then there's Girl Power.
Is that a Missy Chronicle?
Yes.
Okay.
And then you've got the Lie of the Land, Empress of Mars, Eaters of Light, World Enough in Time, and the Doctor Falls. But then you've got Alit in Underland. I think that's. I mean, Missy is deader.
Mm,
She's deaded.
okay.
In Fools. Spoiler alert for Series 10. Uh,
Mm,
but no, while the Doctor recovers on floor 507 of the Mondas colony ship, Missy and the Master hunt their way out with a stowaway in tow. So the Master's also in this.
that's John Sim.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. So it's set within the Doctor Falls. When a story's set within another, I put it after.
Fair enough.
Um, I should really make it clear that it's set within, but all right.
Okay.
So there we go. That's the Master's timeline.
Yeah.
According
But
to
who?
me,
So,
some
but
nerd.
who? Yeah. But who knows what will happen next to the Master? I don't think the Master will be returning any sooner than Series 13. I think Series 13 is going to be the earliest if they decide to bring the Master
Hmm.
slash Mistress back. I don't think she'll be called the Missy again. At least not this time around. I think she will just be the Mistress if they stick with the female
Or
incarnation.
just the Master.
Or just the Master.
Women can be masters as well.
Hmm. Well, it won't. I don't think it'll be Missy this time around. It'll either be the Master or the Mistress, or a mix of the two. Not like a
The,
mix of one
the
and
Mister.
no, not like that. I mean, like sometimes she'll say, "I'm the Master." Sometimes she'll say, "I'm the Mistress." Sometimes she might say, "I'm the Master Mistress." I'm the Mistress Master.
Hey,
Oh,
hey,
whatever.
I've
You know
got
what I'm
an
talking
idea.
about.
I've got an idea, right?
Yeah.
I kind of want. Okay, so this will probably never happen, but I want the idea of this to happen, right?
Okay.
Just the main idea. Maybe not the actual thing I'm about to say in terms of dialogue, but I want Looms to potentially be canonized, but also also Time Lords being born potentially canonized by the
Mm,
Master saying, "Well, sometimes I think I was born, sometimes I think I was loomed. You know, if
mm,
I'm gonna have a past, I want it to be multiple choice."
yeah.
That's a quote from The Killing Joke.
Ah, makes sense. Well, I personally think the Doctor was born. However, I also understand where some people say with the looming idea, and the theory with the Morbius doctors would probably work with that.
It does.
The Morbius doctor theory would, if say the doctor was, I don't know, someone like the other or another Time Lord, and it
Yes.
was for 8 incarnations, then something happened that then the doctor would have to be born. Or is it the other way around?
Well, I think Time Lords are loomed because A, that's more interesting, and B, screw Russell T Davies and Stephen Moffat. And to be
That's
honest, like
half human.
Chris Chibnall was actually asked. I was watching an interview earlier. Like an interview. It was the same interview where Jodie Whittaker was asked whether the Doctor would be referred to a Time Lord or Time Lady, where she gave the response Time Lord. But Chris Chibnall was literally asked by that interviewer. The interviewer is an American for an American
Hmm.
thing, and he was like, "So, are you gonna canonize the looms?" Okay, so no one knows what I mean. Because he did say that the question was going to be an ultra nerd question, and Chris was like, "Yeah, oh, that is very nerdy." That was from like Long Barrow, wasn't it? And the guy was like,
Yeah, I think so.
"Yeah," and he was like, "Oh, right." I tried to get my hand on a copy of that when it came out, but I couldn't. Well, then again, no one could, Chris, because it was very popular, and in fact, all all the copies of in its initial print run were sold out. Then Virgin proceeded to lose the license, so they couldn't have another print run. So it's very rare because everyone bought it, and they
Wow.
didn't have a chance to make more. So there's a reason why Lung Barrow is more expensive than spare parts.
Right.
There you go. What is it with Mark Platt writing rare stuff? I mean, honestly, Mark, stop writing good stories. People will buy them
Yeah.
all, and no one else will be able to experience them because they will buy them all because they're so good.
This is why Ghostlight is still in print. At least in the UK, it might not be in the US. They've had quite a few
I
go
don't
out of
think
print on
no
DVD.
Ghostlight isn't in print in the US.
Yeah. See, even Ghostlight.
Even
I think.
Ghostlight, even something that should be readily available for everyone, isn't readily available for everyone.
Well, I think in the UK they're all in print. At least all the ones that without special editions. Ones with special editions, all the special editions should be in print. The non-special editions might not be.
I remember in 2013 in
Yeah.
America, the beginning box set
Yeah.
went out of print.
Yeah. Oh.
In
They re-released
America
that.
in 2013, the first episode of Doctor Who went out of print on DVD during the 50th anniversary celebrations.
What? That is mental.
I, t- um,
I think it got re-released though.
I, oh, it better have.
I
It
think
should have.
Lost in Time definitely got re-released in
Mm-hmm.
Australia. We
Australia
also,
is not America.
yeah, we also got a kind of slimmer version of the box
I've
set.
got the thicker version.
Yeah, the wider one.
I've got a thick boy.
Yeah, me too. But they have released a thinner version similar to standard DVDs. The normal story ones, if you know what I mean. A standard DVD, but 3 discs up like the War Games and the Towns of Wang Chang special edition.
I like the Towns of Wang Chiang a lot.
Yeah, it's a very good story. It inspired a popular spin-off. Is it
Torchwood.
Bigfoot?
I mean, the time agents were first mentioned.
Okay,
Captain Jack's a time agent.
and
He,
after and then
Torchwood.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
technically, it inspired
Inspired.
Torchwood.
Yeah. Well, part of it anyway. And also that also led to the inspiration of Time Agent.
So it led to fan films as well,
Yeah,
and it also led to a popular audio spin-off,
yeah. The Torchwood
Sherlock
audios.
Holmes. Wait, that's not a spin-off. Okay. But I mean, in all-consuming fire,
Yeah.
uh, Doctor lodged with George Lightfoot,
Hmm.
and Sherlock Holmes was in that, and Sherlock Holmes' Big Finish series.
Okay.
That Jago and Lightfoot, the best thing to happen to the Doctor Who franchise since An Unearthly Child.
Really? Okay.
I'm sorry, I really like it. It's a good spin-off.
That's okay.
So yeah. So, any other timelines you want to speak about?
If we do a quick one on the Rani, and then we'll do Series 11. Rani was one I wanted to do because it was quick and it was about a character I liked.
The Rani.
Yes. I really
I
wanted to come back.
I really, do you know what I want?
Hmm.
A male Rani. I actually do.
I wouldn't say the male. I don't think the third Rani should be a male. Maybe the fourth one.
Why not?
I
Okay,
think,
maybe when
like,
you
with
want to
the.
reintroduce the Rani should be female, but like the
Yeah.
next Rani should be like a male. Like the thing is, right? If you're gonna
Maybe.
gender swap Time Lords,
Yeah.
it has to go both ways.
Yes, that makes sense.
So
So they could theoretically have a male Romana, a female monk, a female Rassilon. Probably not the latter.
I don't think Rassilon should be female.
Makes sense. Same with Omega.
Yeah, I don't think they're ones that regenerate.
That makes sense. Actually, Rassilon does.
No,
We've
he
had.
just changes his face. That's not the same
We've,
as
he,
regeneration.
uh, he changes his body and voice. He changes his
Yeah,
attitude.
but he's an immortal.
We've got the
He
version from
does
the
that
Five Doctors.
gradually
We've got.
over time. I doubt he would gradually not have a dick.
No,
So,
okay. But
I
we've got
mean,
the one from the Five Doctors. We've got Don Warrington in the next life. We have Timothy Dalton in the End of Time, the best. And we have Donald Stumter in Hellbent, the weakest. No offense to Donald Stumter. Actually, I haven't heard Don Warrington's version yet.
he's the best. He's the one with the best voice.
Even better than Timothy Dalton.
Just edges Timothy Dalton out.
Okay. Out of the
He's just
TV
better.
ones, would you say Timothy Dalton's the best?
Best performed, not best written.
True. Yeah, I think the best written is the Five
The
Doctors.
best written is yeah, Five Doctors one.
I think they changed his voice in the special edition. It's deeper, boomier.
This is the game of Rassilon.
I preferred the version from the original. I think the actor kept his own
This
voice.
is the game of Rassilon. Like I think they just like I don't know what that was. I think they just added an effect like they just
Possibly.
did with everything.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, I preferred it when they didn't tamper with it beyond what they needed
I
for the
liked
original
the
version.
booming voice though. I like it.
Yeah.
It's very.
I think it would work if he was talking for a speaker, but as his actual voice,
But
I
it's
preferred the
not
original.
actually him though. It's a projection of him.
That makes sense then.
It's like. Anyway, so
But he is still alive.
the first Rani,
Easy.
the Mark of the Rani. I'm only counting full stories here.
Yeah.
Then there's State of Change, which is a Virgin missing event adventure.
You sound like
Then
you're sounding a lot like what's his name? William Dixon from Flickr, the Aimless Wandering story.
all right. I don't
Not now.
remember who
You
this is.
it's it's the guy from Pastelbury during the plague, during King Edward the Third's time. He
Oh,
had a West Country accent.
oh, okay,
And
right.
was played by Joel H. Jolson. And had some very funny lines when it came to the character when they mentioned someone named Waffle Iron. Ran away screaming like a little girl. Just trying to jog the memory.
Anyway, then there was a Find Your Fate Doctor Who book starring the Rani called Race Against Time. We're really scratching the bottom of the barrel, aren't we? Especially when Dimensions in Time isn't canon.
Would that come after Time in the Rani?
No, it wouldn't, because it's not canon.
But if it was canon,
It's a nightmare. The Rani didn't actually experience it.
fine. But if
So it's not canon.
it wasn't a dream, what if it was real in the Doctor's head?
But it's not.
So if it's the Doctor's dream, would he believe this is after Time the Rani?
Probably.
Okay, then we'll say it is.
But it's not, because it's
That's
not
it
canon.
is.
But it's not canon.
I can't see it at the moment, but I'm rolling my eyes.
But it's not canon though. But I'll tell you what is canon: Time in the Rani.
Yeah. I
And
think I prefer
then
Dimensions in Time.
this BBV audio.
BBV did audios.
Yeah, they did.
Were they any good?
Well, I don't know.
Were these the ones with Paul Cornell and Nicholas Briggs before they did Big Finish?
I think that was audio visuals.
Okay.
Um, but the Rani reaps the whirlwind is an audio by BBV Productions, written by Pip and Jane Baker, directed by Bill Baggs.
Well, at least they have some sort of talent behind it. No, they did some.
Anyway, so
To be honest,
after that,
to be honest, the only BBV thing I've experienced, shall we say, was Zygon. Yeah. Have you actually seen it in the full?
oh no, I haven't. I've only
Uh,
seen your review.
I'd wait till you're 18, or at least 17.
No, I would rather wait until after I die.
To be honest, that's probably better.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So then we've got the Siobhan Redmond Rani,
Yes, I've heard part
the
one of the
Rani
Rani
Elite,
Elite.
and
She was
Planets
very
of the
good.
Rani.
Told you it
Want
was
to
easy.
know the Jadoon timeline?
And no, I think that's a bit cool.
What about the Drashigs?
Yeah, all right, let's do Drashes.
Okay then. Could do the Great Intelligence if you like.
Actually, yeah, go ahead.
I mean, there's Carnival of Monsters and Planet of the Drashigs. What
Is
else do
Planet
you...
of Drashes coming up?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, good.
So we've got Ogrons, Omega, the
You said
Silence,
you said
Sontarans, Weeping
you said Great
Angels,
Intelligence.
Lyran, and Great Intelligence. Yep. So you've got a classic series and new series. I mean, there's
Oh,
Abominable Snowmen, The Web of Fear. Like,
the Snowman comes first, technically.
does it?
Yeah, 1892 precedes 1935.
Oh yeah. Well, does it time travel?
No, not to my knowledge. Space travel, yes.
How does it end up in Trenzalore then?
It doesn't. Oh wait, okay, that's
Yeah.
space travel. I think it just follows the Doctor after the Snowmen. I think once it knew who it was dealing with after the Web of Fear, and when it tried to do something in the Bells of St. John, I think it just
Yeah.
decided to go to just try and destroy the Doctor. Maybe its attempt in Trenzalore with the Doctors with the Paternoster gang. Maybe that's how it became an disembodied intelligence afterwards. I mean,
Do,
already was before, but
do
even
you know?
more so.
Do you know what I don't like?
This is complicated.
Do you know what I don't like?
Yeah.
The fact that they didn't keep Ian McKellen,
Sorry.
and the fact that they both didn't keep Ian McKellen as the Great Intelligence,
Mm.
and the fact that they didn't have Richard E. Grant play the War Doctor because you could connect it with Scream of the Shelker and finally
Yeah.
make that canon.
Yeah. That would have worked.
Yeah, and Big Finish could have capitalized on that, but no, they had to have John Hurt. To
Yeah.
be honest, but the thing is, they could have had Paul McGann,
Mm.
but no,
And Christopher Eccleston didn't want to come back.
no.
I mean, even if
Hey,
he,
want to
if he,
know? Want to know like a doctor's timeline?
yeah, sure, go ahead.
How about right? Let's see. How about Doctor Who from Doctor Who and the Daleks and Dalek Invasion of 2150?
Yeah, go ahead.
So you've got Doctor Who and the Daleks, Daleks versus the Martians,
Oh, really?
Daleks Invasion of 2150. Daleks versus the Martians is a comic, by the way.
Okay, fair enough.
And that's about it. I mean, there's Doctor Who in the House on Old Dark Moor, which is a short trip. The unproduced audio story, Journey into Time, could take place after Invasion Earth.
Mm. The unmade third movie
Mm-hmm.
that would have
Daleks
followed.
versus Mekons.
Yes. With with
Daleks,
with
Master Plan Parts 1 and 2.
oh yes, that would have been a big film if it wasn't, especially even if it was split, it'd still be a big film or big films. Would that include Mission to the Unknown being adapted then?
It'd probably be a prologue, if
Probably, maybe the
anything. If anything.
pre-titles.
If anything.
The pre-title film, the pre-title
Want to
scene.
know the Meta Crisis Doctor's timeline?
Yeah.
Got Stolen Earth Journey's End.
No, just Journey's End.
Stolen Earth slash Journey's End is okay. I mean, it's in Journey's End, but Stolen Earth Journey's End is one story. So,
Fair
got
enough.
the Siege of Big Ben and Flight into Hull, both Big Finish short trips
All right, yeah.
by Joseph Lidster. For some reason, they want Meta Crisis Doctor audios. I mean,
Maybe he just wanted to do them. He wanted to do short trips with the Meta Crisis Doctor.
perhaps.
Has there only been two of those?
What do you mean? Only been two?
They
Like
like doing
they.
two a lot. Two seem to be the thing.
What do you
They
mean? Like,
got two or four basically. With two, they've done two Meta Crisis Doctor short trips.
hmm
They've done two Rani stories,
yeah. What else have
and
they done two of?
I think it's basically those. And also, they've done quite a few fours.
Well, yeah,
They like their twos and fours.
they do.
Tell me, what's happening with their Rani license? Because
Pip Baker's like, give me the money, 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 and Big Finish like, no, don't want
so
to give
until
you.
he dies, they can't do another Rani story
Unless if the
without giving
estate
him
are like,
money.
give us the money. Unless if the estate would be like, give us the money, 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 and Big
Which
Finish
the
like, no.
estate I'd be okay with. If the Rani came back to
Someone assassinate
television,
Pip Baker. I mean, what?
if the Rani came back to television in some form, would Pit Baker or the estate still get money?
Yes.
Fair enough. It
Yes,
is their character.
that's what television has to do.
Yeah. Well, I hope the Terry Nation estate's gotten well paid from the previous Dalek stories.
Mm.
Unless they're okay with not getting as much money in exchange for having the license, having a Dalek every year in Big Finish in the show.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a reduced price in exchange for that deal.
Hmm.
A small amount of money providing they appear every year in Doctor Who and every year in Big Finish.
Yeah.
I think this year's going to be difficult for that in the TV sense, at least.
If they're not going to include them.
Yeah, if unless they're coming back at Christmas, they
Hmm.
might have worked out something, but I'm not sure. As for Big Finish, we've had Time War 2 and The War Master.
Hmm.
Any others?
Not really.
I think even Big Finish know, besides Time War stuff, they might be pushing it a bit too much. In 2000, they had 3. Actually, that sounds pretty good, to be honest.
Yeah.
When was the last Dalek monthly range story? Was that We Are the Daleks?
No, I believe it was Order of the Daleks.
Okay.
I could be wrong though. Um, I'm actually going to check this. I can't believe Zygon, when being you just isn't enough, has a TARDIS wiki page.
I thought you weren't interested.
Do you know what? I actually want to get a certain BBC or BBV audio, right? Well, not audio,
Film?
BBV film, yeah. And I want to review it. Do you have a license to save this planet?
Okay. Is that is that a 15 or a PG? It's either one or the other.
I don't know, but I actually
I, Cyberon's a 15.
I could. But it's on YouTube somewhere. I could
Okay.
get it. I could watch it and I could review it. Coming soon to Universal's near you.
Do you have
So
a
see
license?
list of Daleks, Dalek
Shoot.
appearances. Um, actually no wait. Dalek Soul, part of Alien Heart slash Dalek Soul.
Oh, I
Um,
think it's got the Autons in it.
does it?
Yeah, it's a PG.
Oh
Uh,
wait, the do you have a license to save this planet? Yeah. I mean I've
yeah.
seen it before actually, ages ago.
It's also got a Sontaran and what looks like a robot with
It's got Sylvester McCoy as the Foot Doctor.
the Foot Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Uh, it's a PG. And on Amazon,
The Foot Doctor, otherwise known as the Chiropodist, traveled in a time washing machine.
it
Later, he met
is.
his new companion, the salesman, who helped him defeat the licenser.
Oh, it's criminal inside, man.
The licenser is played by Nigel Fairs.
It's
Just
£6 on Amazon. With the description saying it's 12 rated, but the cover's PG. I know sometimes the covers lie, but I thought this one was indeed a PG.
Let's see. The salesman was played by Mark Donovan. What else has Mark Donovan been in?
Wasn't he the 11?
No, that's Mark Bonar. Mark Donovan
Oh.
was in No Place Like Home as Shade slash the Rovie.
Ah, yes, him. Him. He was great. Hashtag bring Mark Donovan back.
He
After
plays the
Robert Jess's
salesman
skirmisher.
in Do You Have a License to Save This Planet?
Yeah, but that's before.
I know, but then you've got Jeff slash licenseman. Rassilon is in it. Ra it's canon. It has Rassilon. Just it's just the weirdest thing. I just it's just it exists.
It's not as crazy as Zygons and humans having sex. Mind
Mm,
you, Zygons in human form, good God, it'd be crazy if it was, if they weren't.
Saigon porno.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
I'm glad you actually reviewed that because we've branched into a new form of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Soft.
DBV.
Yeah. Yeah. It is a soft porn. I mean, it's not really a porno, but there's a bit of sex. It's
Someone
if
should review the Arizona solution. It's I actually kind of want to review the Arizona solution. You know, I want to bring my own taste to it. Just try to explain what's going on. Try to explain like the weird relationship, the relationship between Colin Baker's character and the fact that Nicola Bryant's character plays is his wife.
really
Is the
okay.
character's wife, yeah. And John Pertwee's in it for some reason. And also Peter Davison plays like a ghost or something. And Colin Baker's this weatherman. I don't know.
Have we done real time stuff yet? Real time productions.
Oh, maybe it was real time that did Arizona.
Oh, was that the one where Colin Baker and Nicola Bryant played detectives?
Or Airzone Solution.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm just gonna check.
because they definitely did something
Mm,
together where they were partners in solving crimes or something.
Nocticon tapes. Who on earth is Tom Baker? Return to Devil's End.
That's
I
real
was
time.
Doctor Who monster. Lust in Space. Where on earth is Katie Manning? K9 Unleashed.
Half of these are documentaries.
The Home Movie and Then and Now. Longley. Oh no, all those are documentaries. Video dramas are Wartime,
Mm.
Shakedown, Return of the Sontarans,
Which got novelized by Terence Sticks.
Downtime, Downtime, which got novelized by Mark Platt, I believe.
Okay.
Mind Game, Mind Game Trilogy, Deimos Rising, and The White Witch of Devil's End, which got
Which,
released very recently, actually. That
yeah,
was
I
last
think it
year.
was last year. Yeah, I think those two together, and
White
maybe the
Witch of Devil's End.
documentary. Yeah, and maybe a documentary with it. I think they finally finished the production on it. I think. I don't know. It might have taken a while to make.
They made the Mythmakers documentaries.
Okay. There's a lot of those.
There is a lot. They still make them.
Hmm. Are those worth worrying about? Or is there stuff from that are in other documentaries, such
Oh
as DVD
God,
release?
they still make them.
And there's a new kind of documentary series out. I don't know if it's real time.
They've released a lot on DVD.
Hmm. There's new
Um,
documentaries like the William Hartnell years, the Patrick Troughton years, the John Pertwee years, so on.
there's some on demand. Like I'm sure there's a recent one with Lisa Bowerman, but they've got like Philip Hinchcliffe and Mike Tucker and all that.
Is Lisa Bowerman retiring from Benny soon? I heard that she
Not
might
by the
be, but then
looks
again,
of it.
to be honest, I think this was from the same reports that said Tom Baker was retiring in 2019.
He's
That's not
very
going to
young.
happen. No, he's going to go until 21 at least.
Although, no, I mean they've pre-recorded stuff. They pre-record everything, so
Oh, so maybe Tom Baker may be retiring in 2019.
hmm, very well could be.
Well, hopefully he'll be back for the 60th anniversary story.
Hmm, yeah,
He might come back for little bits now and then.
yeah.
Same for Lisa. The alternative is that they'll kill off Benny, but I don't think that's going to happen
Hmm,
unless it's a really big story, like Last Adventure style.
yeah.
Last Adventure final four stories, with the last one being her final battle
I
against
mean,
some
the
people or
Last
something.
Adventure isn't the Sixth Doctor's final four stories.
Okay, okay, okay. But that's what I meant. The last one in the series would be the last one for Benny.
The only way
That's what
I
I'm talking about.
see them finishing the series at this point is if they kill her off.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think they will, but not yet. Maybe when she decides to retire.
Hmm.
It will be sad.
Yeah.
Has she had any children yet?
Mm.
So I know she's married, but I'm not sure if she's got any children.
Wait, Lisa Barrowman,
No, Bernice.
Bernice. I think
Bernice
she
Summerfield.
has children,
Okay, so they could be like following in her footsteps, perhaps.
possibly.
Or maybe a protege. Someone who could take up the mantelpiece, or just someone who could at
Mm.
least honour their predecessor.
Yeah.
Even if there's no follow-up spin-off series or whatever, they could at least have some sort of protege.
So
To
kind of
say,
like what's his face from Dark Knight Rises.
yeah. Well, to be honest, no Big Finish. They'd give everyone a spin-off if they could.
They'll give like some random minute character from their most obscure spin-off a spin-off.
Is that a reference to one, or is that an example of what we're talking about?
No, but they gave like a side character from one Big Finish audio a spin-off. A side character from one single audio.
Okay.
They gave her a
Sorry.
bloody spin-off.
Ooh,
It's Vienna.
Vienna. Oh, is that Goodnight Vienna?
No. Vienna as in the series Vienna.
Okay,
Vienna Salvatore.
that's a character, is it?
That's the character, yeah.
And
But
what story
apparently
is
it's
she
not
from?
canon to Doctor Who, but it's set in an alternate universe with Vienna in it.
I'm looking up these audios.
Another like weird spin-off is Graceless, based off the companions from the Big Finish Key 2 time arc.
So we got Vienna and Graceless.
Yeah, and just
Oh, and what are these? These are just single time characters.
no, Graceless isn't single time characters, it's just characters from a trilogy.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, found Graceless, and the other one was
Vienna. Scroll all
yeah
the way
at the
down
bottom.
at the very bottom. So Big Finish is spin-offs.
From
I
the
mean, you got
shadow of from the shadow of the heart, and
from the
then they
Shadow
gave
Heart spin-off, yes.
three spin-offs: the worlds of Big Finish and two other stuff. I don't know if this is if Memory Box and Retribution are box sets or if they're just standalones.
I think Memory Box might be standalone and Retribution might be a bit bigger.
Oh yeah, I think it's the box set. Well, Memory Box is this is one, Series 1 is two, Series 2 is three, Series 3 is four, and Retribution is five.
Starring Chase Masterson.
Hmm. By the
So,
looks of it, she's a significant side character in the Shadow Heart. She's on the cover by the looks of it.
yeah, because she's Chase Masterson. Anyway, other Big Finish spin-offs include Charlotte Pollard,
Yes. Hang on, I'm looking at Grace's first.
Class,
Oh, classes.
Countermeasures, Cyberman, Dalek Empire.
Is The Prisoner's Dilemma a bonus release?
It's a companion chronicle
Okay, well, that was,
starring these characters.
yeah. And this was during the Key 2 time trilogy, and then
Yes.
they've got three seasons, four
Four
seasons,
seasons.
four seasons, and the World's a Big Finish.
Yeah.
Right, right. Well, we've also, yeah, you mentioned Charlotte Pollard.
Class,
Mm.
Countermeasures, Cyberman, Dalek Empire, Gallifrey,
Charlotte
I
Pollard's only got two.
Stavros, Iris Wildtime, Jago and Lightfoot, Sarah Jane Smith, The
Diane.
Diary of River Song, The Lives of Captain Jack,
Do we
The
count the
War
Warmaster?
Master, Torchwood, Torchwood special releases, Unit, Unit the new series, and Vienna.
Mm.
So I'm gonna have a look at the Sigmund Freud files, and this is temporarily unavailable for sales. Please check back for updates. No, thank you. This sounds not good.
This is separate.
I know. Sigmund Freud files. Like dramas based on Sigmund Freud.
Who was that?
Sigmund Freud is this person that I don't particularly like. He did psychological studies based on dreams.
Hmm.
I mean, he did a lot of good stuff. Like had a lot of good research when it came to how our brains worked, how we did some defense mechanisms in our
Hmm.
brains. Like sometimes we go through denial, like when we're alcoholics, but we're like, oh, I can stop whenever I want. That sort of thing.
Mm.
But like, I'm just gonna tell you, I can never see a knife the same way again. Nor suitcases. Nor stairs. Basically, knives represent penises. Suitcases represent vaginas. And when you're dreaming about objects like these, you're dreaming about having those desires. Also, walking upstairs represents sex. How he came to the conclusion that stairs equals fucking.
I'm
Just
sorry.
how do stairs equal fucking?
I don't know.
How do that will be the description. How do stairs equal fucking? Actually, no, I'm making that the description. Hold on. Um, I'm just gonna browse Big Finish.
Hang
Some
on. Do they have ranges for Jenny and Christina?
no.
Yeah, where'd you get those then? What they
Doctor Who, the new series.
okay. But if Missy had more than one box set, would she get a range?
Sure. I mean, the Lives of Captain Jack only got one box set.
Hmm.
Let's see
Tale
what
from the
else do Big
Earth and
Finish
that.
sell.
Churchill years are in that, and that's two.
Let's see
Classic Monsters New
how Big Finish are
Cla-
doing their Sherlock Holmes stuff.
Classic Doctor's New Monster.
Some
Yeah.
Sherlock Holmes things are out of print. What are the bundles for Sherlock Holmes things? Series 1 to 5 you can still get on CD, apparently, in a bundle. Let's see, what else do they do? I'm kind of interested in the Dorian Gray series. Let me find it. The Confessions of Dorian Gray. The Confessions of Dorian Gray. The complete series 1 and 2 is out of print. Okay. I might get the Dorian Gray stuff, you know? Sounds
Mm-hmm.
interesting. Because who needs reading?
Mm-hmm.
No, why read when you've got Big Finish?
Yes. There's a lot of Seventh Doctor now novel adaptations. I think
Yeah,
they're
sadly not many.
all of them apart from three Fourth Doctor ones, and also one with a Fifth Doctor crossover.
Well, it's not really a Fifth Doctor crossover. It's a Fifth Doctor story with a Seventh Doctor crossover, technically.
Okay, so out of the 11 uh, adaptations,
Mm-hmm.
one, two, three, four, five, six, seven are Seventh Doctors, plus a Seventh Doctor crossover and a Fifth Doctor one.
And three Fourth Doctors.
Exactly.
I actually
What do you think
own.
the 12th one will be?
Will there be a 12th one?
If there is, what do you think it would be? Personally, I would like it to be the Eight Doctors.
The thing is, have you noticed a pattern with all of them?
Is
They're all Virgin books.
uh,
They don't have a deal to do BBC ones. I hope they will because apparently there are really good BBC books out there,
mm,
like new series books that people would like to see adapted because I mean, they've got David Tennant. They might as well do some 10th Doctor ones.
mhm.
Now, with I'm just gonna search up popular Virgin Doctor Who books. I mean, they kind of have already adapted Just War and Birthright for Bernie Summerfield's Series 1.
Hmm.
They could do Lucifer Rising or Legacy. Beautiful. They could do the Scales of Injustice. I mean, let's see. What's popular? To be honest, other than Human Nature, the only one, Actually, I could see them do So Vile a Sin because that's the last one with Roz.
Hmm.
However, like the thing is, the one that everyone wants them to do is Long Barrow.
Oh, of course. Isn't that a virgin?
That is a virgin. We're talking about virgin.
Okay.
I would honestly love to listen to a Long Barrow adaptation. I want them to Long Barrow. If they don't Long Barrow, I'm suing. Now, I actually have all but three novel adaptations. I I do not have. I might as well just bring up the Big Finish thing.
Hmm.
Um, novel adaptations, novel adaptations. Now, I have Love and War. It's good. It's a good one.
Hmm.
I do not have the highest science, nor do I have the romance of crime, nor the English way of death, but I have the rest. I have damaged goods and the
Hmm.
well-managed war. I have theatre of war. I have all-consuming fire. I have Nightshade. I have Original Sin, and I have Cold Fusion. I've not listened to Original Sin, nor have I listened to Cold Fusion, but I can't wait until I do.
Hmm.
Um, Cold Fusion was done because they were all done because they were popular. Um, Also, the the BBC website actually published some version books, the really popular ones, on their website.
Hmm.
Um, just trying to
What's the
find
what's the short trip varieties range about?
rarities. You mean?
Yeah.
It's basically Big Finish selling their the short trips that they release that aren't hard to come by, that are hard to come by, the ones that
Okay.
they've had audio recordings of.
Right.
So I'm trying to find. Try find. Okay, I'm just gonna actually BBCI. Would that be on? That would be on. Um, trying to find like the Doctor Who books that were released on like BBC or something like that. Nightshade was, I know that. The ebook, Daryl Joyce. Mm, okay. A substantial amount of his work has centered around providing illustrations that did not appear in the story's original publication. For instance, he was deeply involved with illustrating the ebooks that the official Doctor Who website made available online in the early 2000s, providing new cover art and illustrations for Human Nature, Nightshade, Long Barrow, Scales of Injustice, and The Well-Mannered War.
Right.
So yeah,
What's this about?
I was just trying to find which stories had illustrations. I know Human Nature, Long Barrow, and Nightshade did. Nightshade was good. It was really good. Like, oh my god. It is quite possibly one of my favorite Doctor Who stories. It was good. Like, dare I say too good?
You can say what you like. It's your opinion.
It was just good. Like, I'm just yes. My answer to this. It's there's no question, but my answer is yes.
Okay.
Um, but I do recommend the novel adaptations. I've not listened to a bad one. My least favorite so far is All Consuming Fire, and that is because it hasn't done anything to pique my interest. Theatre of War was something sort of like that as well, but it was still really good. I still enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it as much as like literally the rest of them. Anyway,
Yeah.
so Doctor Who's on like tomorrow.
Yay.
I think it'll be good.
Mm,
It'll be hard to. It'd be hard for them not to make it good, but then again, Moffat succeeded in that.
that's true. Sorry, Moffat. It's true though.
It's true, Moffat. You didn't get your shit together.
Mm,
So so yeah, I think should we call it a day?
yeah, okay.
Thanks for watching. If you
Liked it.
don't know, see you guys.
Bye.
Enjoy Doctor Who tomorrow.